The IRS, America's tax collection agency, is facing a wave of layoffs. The Trump administration is pushing for major cuts across the federal government. These layoffs are part of that broader effort. Thousands of IRS employees are losing their jobs. This move has sparked controversy and concern. The IRS plays a crucial role in the US economy. It collects trillions of dollars in taxes each year. These funds support essential government programs and services. The layoffs come at a time when the IRS is already dealing with staffing shortages and budget constraints. Critics worry that these cuts will cripple the agency's ability to function effectively. This could have serious consequences for taxpayers and the government alike. The Trump administration initially announced that 6,000 IRS employees would be laid off. However, sources suggest the actual number is higher, closer to 6,700. This represents a significant portion of the IRS workforce. The layoffs are spread across various departments and locations. No part of the IRS is immune from the cuts. This downsizing is happening rapidly, leaving employees in the agency scrambling to adjust. The IRS is now tasked with doing more with less. Fewer employees will be responsible for processing tax returns, conducting audits, and providing taxpayer services. This raises serious concerns about the agency's ability to handle its workload effectively. The IRS layoffs affect a wide range of positions within the agency. Revenue agents, responsible for conducting audits, are among those losing their jobs. Customer service representatives who assist taxpayers with their questions and concerns are also being let go. The cuts extend to specialized roles as well. Appeals specialists who handle taxpayer disputes are being laid off. Even IT workers, crucial for maintaining the IRS's technology infrastructure, are not spared. These layoffs will undoubtedly have a ripple effect throughout the agency. With fewer employees in key roles, the IRS will struggle to maintain its current level of service. This could lead to longer processing times, reduced enforcement, and a decline in taxpayer satisfaction. The Trump administration's decision to target IRS employees hired during the Biden administration has added fuel to the fire. During his presidency, Biden sought to expand the IRS workforce. His goal was to increase enforcement on wealthy taxpayers and corporations. Trump and his allies have long argued that the IRS is bloated and inefficient. They view the agency as hostile towards businesses and taxpayers. The layoffs are seen as a way to roll back Biden's policies and shrink the size of government. However, critics argue that these cuts are politically motivated and will harm the IRS's ability to function effectively. They point out that the IRS was already understaffed and underfunded before the layoffs. The cuts will only exacerbate these problems, they argue. Section 5. Tax season chaos, potential impact on operations. The timing of these layoffs is particularly concerning. As tax season approaches, the demand for IRS services skyrockets. Tax season, when millions of Americans file their returns, is just around the corner. This period is always a critical time for both taxpayers and the IRS. The IRS is already bracing for a surge in workload. The influx of tax returns requires meticulous processing and attention to detail. The layoffs will only add to the pressure. With fewer hands on deck, the remaining employees will face an even greater burden. With fewer employees, the IRS may struggle to process tax returns in a timely manner. This could lead to significant backlogs and delays. This could lead to delays in refunds, causing frustration and hardship for taxpayers. Many rely on their tax refunds for essential expenses. The agency's ability to answer taxpayer questions and provide assistance may also be compromised. Customer service wait times could increase dramatically. Furthermore, the layoffs could hinder the IRS's efforts to combat tax fraud. Detecting and preventing fraudulent activities requires significant resources. With fewer revenue agents, the agency will have less capacity to conduct audits and investigate potential cases of tax evasion. This could embolden tax cheats. This could result in billions of dollars in lost revenue for the government. The ripple effects of these layoffs could be felt across the entire economy. Section 6. Musk's chainsaw, symbol of government downsizing. Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur and CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, has emerged as a key figure in the Trump administration's downsizing efforts. Known for his innovative and often controversial ideas, Musk has taken on a new role that extends beyond the private sector. As head of the Department of Government Efficiency, Musk has taken a hands-on approach to cutting costs and reducing the size of the federal workforce. His strategies include streamlining operations, eliminating redundant positions, and implementing new technologies to improve efficiency. Musk's involvement has brought both attention and controversy to the layoffs. While some praise his bold moves, others are concerned about the potential negative impacts on public services and employee morale. At a Conservative Political Action Conference, or CPAC, Musk made headlines by using a chainsaw to symbolize the administration's commitment to slashing government jobs. This dramatic gesture was intended to convey a strong message about the need for government reform. Musk's critics argue that his approach is reckless and disregards the important work that government employees do. They worry that the cuts are being made without a thorough understanding of the consequences. They point out that many federal agencies are already understaffed and struggling to meet their missions. The fear is that further reductions will exacerbate these issues, leading to decreased efficiency and effectiveness in government operations. Further cuts will only harm vital government services, they argue. The debate continues as Musk pushes forward with his vision of a leaner, more efficient government, while opponents call for a more measured approach. Section 7 Political Battlefield, Republicans versus Democrats. The IRS layoffs have become a political football, with Republicans and Democrats sharply divided over the issue. Republicans have long sought to shrink the size and scope of the federal government. They view the IRS as a prime example of government overreach and inefficiency. Democrats, on the other hand, argue that the IRS plays a vital role in ensuring that everyone pays their fair share of taxes. They contend that the layoffs are politically motivated and will harm the agency's ability to function effectively. This partisan divide is reflected in public opinion polls. A recent survey found that a majority of Republicans support the IRS layoffs, while a majority of Democrats oppose them. This suggests that the issue is unlikely to be resolved anytime soon. Section 8. Public concerns. Will services suffer? The IRS layoffs have raised significant concerns among the public about the potential impact on government services. People are worried about how these changes will affect their interactions with the IRS and the overall efficiency of the agency. Taxpayers rely heavily on the IRS to process their returns accurately and timely, answer their questions, and enforce tax laws. The agency plays a crucial role in ensuring that the tax system functions smoothly and fairly. Many worry that the layoffs will lead to significant delays in processing returns, increased errors in tax filings, and a noticeable decline in customer service. The fear is that with fewer staff, the quality of service will deteriorate. There's also a growing concern that the layoffs will embolden tax cheats. With fewer employees to monitor and enforce tax laws, some may see this as an opportunity to evade taxes without fear of being caught. With fewer revenue agents, the IRS will have less capacity to conduct audits and investigate potential cases of tax evasion. This reduction in oversight could lead to billions of dollars in lost revenue for the government. The financial implications of these layoffs are substantial. The government relies on tax revenue to fund essential services and programs. A decrease in revenue could impact public services across the board. The layoffs have also fueled a sense of anxiety and uncertainty among IRS employees. Many are worried about their job security and the future of the agency. This pervasive sense of unease is not just about job loss. Employees are concerned about how the reduced workforce will affect their ability to perform their duties effectively and maintain the agency's standards. This could lead to a decline in morale and productivity, further hampering the IRS's ability to carry out its mission. The long-term effects of these layoffs could be profound, affecting not just the IRS, but the entire tax system and public trust in government services. Section 9. Conclusion. The uncertain future of the IRS. The IRS layoffs represent a significant development with potentially far-reaching consequences. The cuts come at a time when the agency is already facing numerous challenges, including staffing shortages, budget constraints, and an increasingly complex tax code. The layoffs are likely to exacerbate these problems, leading to delays, errors, and a decline in customer service. This could erode public trust in the IRS and make it more difficult for the agency to carry out its mission of collecting taxes and enforcing tax laws. Only time will tell what the full impact of these layoffs will be. However, one thing is certain: the IRS is facing a period of significant uncertainty and change.